Hey there, I'm Heintzel, and welcome back to another Security Breach video. I know it's been a while since our last Security Breach tutorial, but if you've been keeping up with the channel, I'm sure you've seen several of the huge projects I've been working on, including our new podcast, the Fastcast. But in today's video, I'm going to be explaining whether choosing to decommission Monty or choosing to decommission Chica is better. While Security Breach is a free roam game, meaning you're free to take whatever path you want to complete the game objectives, there are three major choices the game gives you. The first choice being whether to choose to go to the basement of the Pizzaplex and fend off Chica, or choosing to go upstairs to the East Arcade where you'll have to fend off Roxy. However, this choice is given to us earlier in the game, so it's likely that if you're watching this, you've already made that choice. Either way, I made a full video on which is the better of the two, which you can check out in the description of this video. The second major choice can be found at the very end of the game, when we finally make it to 6 AM, and we are free to leave the Pizzaplex. However, we also have the option to stay. Leaving gives us the bad ending of the game, while staying allows us to further explore the game and unlock the 5 other available endings. This choice, however, is much later in the game. If you're interested in learning more about whether you should stay or leave, I recommend my video on how to unlock all 6 endings, link in the description. Then finally, we have the choice to choose whether to decommission Monty or decommission Chica, which is what today's video is all about. If your only worry is that you won't be able to do both, then don't fret. Once you reach the end of the game, you can always choose to stay and go back and decommission the other animatronic. Now, that being said, for a first playthrough, I'd argue there's a much better choice to be made. So, let's start off our evaluation of these two choices by explaining what you'll have to do in each option. If you choose to decommission Monty first, you'll have to get the party pass in Chica's green room, enter Monty Golf, get to the Monty Golf security office in the back of Monty Golf, collect a Fazcam, go back to the atrium, go to the lobby elevator, pass through the entrance lobby, enter the daycare, enter the daycare theater, go under the daycare theater into the makeup room, grab the major size key, traverse back up the daycare while now avoiding several active endoskeletons, go back to the atrium, go to major size, find the correct maze combination, go through the connecting vent, get on the Monty Golf catwalks, and finally defeat Monty and take his legs. Now, that might seem like a lot, and it is, but thankfully, I have a video for each of these steps. If you're looking to watch them in order, start with my video titled How to Beat Parts and Service and the Party Pass, then watch How to Beat Monty Golf, then How to Get the Major Size Control Key, then How to Solve the Major Size Puzzle, while making sure not to touch any of the Major Size Control buttons ahead of time, and then finally How to Beat the Monty Boss Battle. And if you're interested, I even have a video on how to equip Freddy with Monty's claws, which we kindly removed from him after crushing him with a bucket of golf balls. All these videos can be found in the description below or on my Security Breach playlist. With everything you just learned, I can confidently say decommissioning Monty is definitely the longer of the two options. So if you're trying to save a little bit of time, I would recommend decommissioning Chica first. Now, that being said, choosing to decommission Chica might actually cost you time in the long run. More on that later. Now you're probably wondering, if that's how we decommission Monty, what do we have to do to decommission Chica? Well, you have to go to Phaser Blast, grab your temporary Phaser Blaster, capture multiple flags in the Phaser Blast arena while avoiding Chica, leave the Phaser Blast arena, go to the Phaser Blast office, retrieve the permanent Phaser Blaster, go back to the atrium, go to Bonnie Bowl, retrieve Monty's mystery mix in the back office, avoid the endoskeletons in Bonnie Bowl, go back to the atrium, go to the basement, turn the trash compactor on, place Monty's mystery mix in the trash compactor, compact Chica, get dragged down into the basement, and finally avoid getting killed by Chica in her boss battle. So as you might have noticed, both options are quite long. But just like with Monty's option, I also have several videos that should be able to help with decommissioning Chica. If you're going to watch them in order, I'd recommend watching How to Beat Parts and Service and the Party Pass, then watch How to Get the Phaser Blaster, then How to Beat Bonnie Bowl, and finally How to Beat the Chica boss fight. I also forgot to mention that to enter both Monty Golf or Phaser Blast, you'll need a party pass. If you don't know how to get it, simply enter Freddy's room, go through the vent you went through at the start of the game in Freddy's back room, and open the vent to Chica's green room. And then finally, open the gift box on her makeup desk. If that's too vague and you need further help, check out my video on how to be parts and service and the party pass. For links on all the videos I've mentioned in this video, check the description below, or even better, check out my security breach playlist on my channel, which has all of my security breach videos in order. If you need further help, feel free to leave a comment or talk to me personally on the Heintzel Followers Discord, which can be found in the description below. So, now that we fully understand each choice, which is better? To answer which is better, we first need to weigh the pros and the cons. If we're talking how long each objective takes, then Decommissioning Chica wins slightly. Her boss battle is pretty simple and doesn't take too much skill, which means less time for us the player. However, Monty's decommissioning only takes slightly longer. Moving on to which Freddy upgrade is better, I would again argue Chica's voice box is slightly better. Chica's voice box not only allows us to unlock certain doors, it also allows Freddy to screech, which scares off any nearby animatronics. I also made a full video about this mechanic, as almost every player I've seen play through Security Breach misses this feature. Monty's claws, like Chica's voice box, allows Freddy to break through certain fences and unlock new areas, although Monty's claws arguably unlock more secret areas than Chica's voice box. But we do lose the ability to scare off any nearby animatronics when in Freddy. So again, I think Decommissioning Chica gets another point. Let's now move on to the West Arcade. The West Arcade, I hear you asking. How does that have anything to do with Decommissioning Monty and Chica? Well, the choice actually has a huge impact on this section of the game, which is arguably the most difficult section of Security Breach. Choosing to decommission Chica first gives us no advantage, as Chica still works the same in this section, and we can't even use her voice box since Freddy is not allowed in the West Arcade. This also means that Monty is fully intact and is as fast as ever. However, if we choose to decommission Monty first, then Monty becomes significantly slower due to the loss of his legs, and you're even able to stun him since he no longer has his famous glasses. Because of this, I have to give a point to decommissioning Monty first. Finally, we have our evaluation on the tools each choice gives us. As previously mentioned, choosing to decommission Monty gives us the fast cam, and choosing to decommission Chica gives us the faster blaster. Now, I've actually made a full video on why the fast cam is the better of the two, so I highly recommend checking that video out to see the pros and cons of each weapon. That means that decommissioning Monty gets another point. If you've been keeping track, that means we have found ourselves in a tie. So now you're just going to have to take my word on which is the better of the two. So, what is better? Well, I'm going to have to say it's Decommissioning Monty. Decommissioning Monty, while slightly longer and harder than Decommissioning Chica, gives us the fast cam, reduces Monty's speed, allows us to stun him, and makes our West Arcade experience easier. I hope this video was helpful, and if you made it this far, that means it was. So please consider subscribing. I'm Heintzel. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.